Alright, it's February 8th. Time for the next training. This training is for the AAQ-28 Lightning II, which is the targeting pod. Let's get to it. Alright, here we go. We're still at Batumi. Let's get to it.
Welcome to the training lesson on the use of the AAQ-28 Lightning II targeting pod. I've engaged the autopilot to maintain altitude and heading. Pay attention to the airspeed and manage the throttle to stay above 200 knots throughout this mission. The targeting pod provides you with the ability to conduct visual target search and designation for weapons delivery at long ranges in day and nighttime conditions. The Lightning II features 3 live video modes: Charge Coupled Device, or CCD, and a white hot or black hot forward-looking infrared flare. The pod can also function in laser spot search and laser spot track modes to track a laser designator from another source on the ground or in the air. Let's examine the air-to-ground page accessed by OSB-2.
Wait a minute. Where? He didn't put the autopilot on. What the hell? Interesting. Alright, so let's see, let's get our speed going here. Above 200 knots. There we go. Alright, let's see what he has to say. Air to ground page. OSB 2. Alright. Air to ground.
The TGP is now in air-to-ground mode and displaying video. To make the TGP RSOI, press and hold the A10CII Right command or the K key on the keyboard.
Alright.
Let's review the main features of the TGP display. The center of the display is dominated by the crosshairs and brackets. The brackets indicate the volume of visible area in narrow field of view mode. Immediately to the right of the crosshairs is the yardstick, which indicates the ground distance covered by the right half of the crosshair. The bottom right corner indicates the slant range to the center of the crosshairs. The upper right corner indicates the north arrow, which is stabilized to the ground plane and indicates bearing due north. Press the spacebar key to proceed.
Alright, not sure what this angle thing is about. Except we must be aiming off to the side, I guess. Next.
Going around the edges of the display, the top left corner indicates the current field of view and zoom level. OSB 1 through 4 select TGP pages. The top right corner indicates the current video mode. OSB 5 toggles LSS mode. OSB 6 selects between laser and IR pointer and both designation modes. The bottom of the display indicates current location coordinates. Finally, the bottom left corner indicates the attitude reference symbol and clock. Press OSB 1 to enter the control page and access additional options.
Alright, let's do that.
Starting with the right side of the display, OSB 7 toggles between latitude, longitude, and MGRS coordinate systems for current location indication. OSB 8 toggles latch on and off modes. In latch off mode, when the laser is fired manually by pressing the HOTAS pinky button, it will only fire as long as the button is pressed down. In latch on mode, the laser will be switched on and off with each press of the button. Note that default profiles for guided munitions will be set for automatic laser operation. OSB 9 toggles between metric, US, and off settings for the yardstick. OSB 17 and 18 are used to enter the laser codes for the laser designator and LSS mode using the UFC to enter the code. Finally, OSB 20 is used to enter an advisory alert altitude. Press OSB 1 to return to the air-to-ground main page.
Man. Friendly saddle symbols. Laser designation code. LLS code. Yardstick display, latch setting, coordinate system, focus reset. Alright, let's go back to the main page.
Okay, now for the fun part. Try to slew the pod around. Move the line of sight down and to either side using the Hold Test Slew Control switch or the semicolon, comma, period, and / keys on the keyboard. Watch the HUD and TAD displays to see the TGP LOS diamond move to indicate its position over the terrain. You may need to zoom the TAD display out to see the TGP diamond. Also, watch the Situation Awareness cue on the TGP display, the small square dot. This cue indicates the TGP LOS to either side and down relative to the nose of the aircraft. Notice that when you stop slewing, the TGP enters area track mode. In this mode, the pod is tracking a general area picture and not any individual object. Try switching this to point tracking mode by pressing the Hold Test TMIS up short command or left control plus up arrow keys on the keyboard.
TMIS up short command. Okay,
In point tracking mode, the pod is tracking a specific object, including a moving one. If tracking is lost due to masking or other line of sight obstructions, area and point tracking modes are discontinued and replaced by INR inertial A or INRP modes respectively. Press the spacebar key to proceed.
Alright. So that was TMIS up short to actually do point tracking.
One of the main advantages offered by the A10CII upgrade is the integration of avionics components that allow the pilot to quickly locate, identify, and prosecute targets from long range with precision munitions. I've set waypoint 4 in close proximity to some targets, so we can try some additional functions of the TGP. Set your steer point for waypoint 4 using the UFC steer rocker key.
Waypoint 4. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we
Now
go.
press Hold Test
the
China
range.
Hat Aft Long or C on the keyboard to automatically slew the TGP to the steer point. You should see a large X-type target range.
Alright. China Hat aft long.
Press the Hold Test China Hat Forward short command or the V key on the keyboard to set the TGP to narrow field of view.
China Hat forward short.
You can also zoom the
Alright.
video picture. Press and hold the Hold Test TMIS up command or home key on the keyboard to zoom in toward the target.
What was I supposed to do? TMIS up command. Alright. Aha!
Now press the Hold Test Boat Switch Forward command or right Alt plus right arrow keys on the keyboard to select Flare B Hot Video mode. You can also try the Hold Test Boat Switch Aft command or right Alt plus left arrow keys on the keyboard to select White Hot mode.
Alright, let's try the boat switch.
Now choose a target and initiate either area or point track. An M indication on the TGP display below the crosshairs indicates a masking obstruction. Tracking may not be possible in this case. If this occurs, you may need to turn the nose more on target.
Choose a target. Let's go right there at the edge of that runway. Area or point track. That was TMIS up short. Hey. Didn't work. How do you switch to point mode? I thought that was TMIS up short. Oh boy. I don't get it. Anyway. M on the display indicates a masking obstruction. Tracking may not be possible in this case. If this occurs, you may need to turn the nose more on target. Well, that's why it won't do the point track, I think. More on target. Alright.
Warning, autopilot.
Well, I could see we're not even pointing in that direction. Alright. Let's head towards
You can now
the
press the Hold
target.
Test TMIS up long command or left control plus up arrow keys on the keyboard to make this point your new speed. This can be a very useful function if you are carrying Mavericks. as you could then initiate a slave all to speed command, and the Mavericks would be automatically slewed to this point.
Alright, this should improve things. There we go. Hey, get down here. Where's my trim? There we go. Alright, now let's get back here. Alright, so now it is in point tracking. And he wanted me to do a TMS up long. Let's see. The slave all to speed command. Let's see. Press the Otis TMS up long command arrow to make this point your new speed. Alright, let's see how that works. TMS up long. There it is.
You can also create a mark
It's
point at this
switched here.
location to store in the CDU database. Press the HOTAS TMS right short command or left control plus right arrow key command on the keyboard to create mark point A.
Okay, let's see how this works. Mark point, TMS short right.
This concludes the training flight on the AN/AAQ-2892
What happened?
targeting pod. You can continue to practice using the targeting pod over the target range.
I didn't see anything get marked. This is cool. Our targeting is locked onto this tank right at the edge of this runway. Now that is cool. Let's see what happens when we actually go down
Warning,
there.
autopilot.
The training is over, but I just want to see how this works. Let's head down there. Do a flyby. I don't know why we were so high. Oh well. It's still at 12,000 feet. $9,000. $7,000. Still at idle. 5,000. $3,000. $2,000. This is cool. $700. Speed up. Alright.
Altitude, altitude.
This is great. Alright. Coming up on the target. Just don't hit any treetops. I think I can slow down. excellent. I like it. Wow. Whoo-wee. That would have been a great gun run. Whew. Well, that's the end of that training. Team is up long, team is right short. China hat, aft long, boat switch changes. Type of view on the TGP. Alright, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed it.